Hi, Gavin. It's so nice to meet you.
How are you?
I'm so good. And I want to welcome you back into the acting world. I mean, we've missed you out here. How long has it been since your last role?
I guess the Bling Ring, Sophia Coppola was the last one. So I try and keep it like classy and wait for the girls to invite me.
Oh, there you
Not
go.
directors out there. Yeah, that was the last one I did, and it's so hard landing a movie. It's the I would do more, but it doesn't. They don't grow on trees. So I'm writing one with Janelle. So the next movie I'm doing is with Janelle and the Edge of Nowhere, and so I figured if I can't get them, I'm going to write them. But I enjoyed this movie with doing it with Janelle. She's an amazing force.
Well, awesome. I mean, yeah, make your own opportunities. That's what they say. So she was a first-time director, right? I mean, is
Yeah.
that fun for an actor? Does it have any challenges that come with that?
Well, to be honest, through the process, I noticed that I could sense her power shift, and I think that at first, not speaking out of turn, it was like it was a bit more chaotic. She realized she grew into the role, and I thought she was amazing on set, and she's got a very laid back attitude. She shoots really well. Things look really beautiful, and that's why I nabbed her for her second movie because I think she's
Yeah.
really good. So, and I think that we obviously it's an incredible time of awakening on so many levels in the world, and not least the power of women directors. You've obviously had Catherine Bigelow, and we just Nomadland, and those are great voices, but not enough. And so to work with a girl director, it's just I don't know, it just feels modern, as opposed to kind of doing a sort of macho. Not that I would turn down a macho director, probably. So don't. If I end up in like some like crazy film, you're like, hey, I thought you said. It's like, yeah, that's the acting side of me. Just absolutely, yes, of course, I'll do it.
I mean, you said you were steering clear for a little bit there because you wanted to spend time with your kids, steering clear on acting.
Yeah, I just was. I basically felt like I wanted to give up auditioning. It's like if directors come and talk to me about a role, that's a different thing. What I just found that I was doing was preparing for stuff, taking time out, but then preparing for stuff that's shooting in Romania for 2 months, preparing stuff. This goes in Vancouver. It's like impossible for me. So it was just I just stopped that. I don't know. I just had enough of that, and I was starting to panic with being away, touring so much, and then yeah, it just was more a time management thing. But like anything, then when the right thing comes along, I'm just like, hell yeah, let's put that in. The kids will be fine,
I
and
mean,
try and get them to come. But it all works out like that. I don't believe in much, but I do believe in things. There's a natural energy that things have their time. When I did Constantine, I thought I was going to do loads of more movies, and then I just didn't. But then I continued with Bush. You know what I mean? Just I'm so grateful for what I got. I can't honestly be like, I wish I had more. I remember working with Keanu on Constantine, and he was genuinely concerned about what he was doing next. And I was like,
right.
you're Keanu Reeves. What do you care what you're doing next? I mean, meaning you can have everything. And he obviously did, because that was before John Wick. He'd done The Matrix, but it's just funny, our journeys, when we're up close, there's so much sort of worry that goes into it, when really you can just sort of work hard but kind of coast with how the opportunities fluctuate and roll, and just got to have sort of belief in that good things happen when you stay tuned.
I need to have that in my brain. Good things happen to those who wait. I'm not a very
Yeah,
patient
but you
person,
stay
but
tuned. I liken it always like to a carousel, that like you know you just keep doing what you do, and there are moments where you're in the light and you come around, everyone will see you, and there's moments where you're at the back of the carousel. And I've done plenty of things where that carousel has never come to the fore, never come around. There are other things where it's like right there. So it's just, to me, just always being ready.
speaking of things that we're grateful for, I know you are very close with your kids, and I wanted to talk about your latest Instagram picture with your son Apollo. Everyone was saying you guys were twins. I mean, Is he your mini me? Like, do you see that in him?
Yeah, it's extraordinary, really. I don't, a bit with Kingston, the else one, but every part of his body, even the veins, the configuration of his veins, the same as mine. It's really weird. Like it's amazing. It's not even weird. It's completely scientific. It's completely DNA related.
Yeah.
So it's the opposite of weird. It's actually completely explainable. It's wild, because often there's a mix, with Zuma, middle boy, there's a real mix of us. And you can sometimes the expressions that he has of mine, sometimes of his mom. And Kingston feels mainly mine as well, genetically. But then, other mom, but yeah, there's a couple of things, but it's also strange. Like I can put pictures side by side of me, of either one, and real connections. We have these fan pages. They're so good at that. They just sort of.
Yes.
I had one today. They honestly they snapshot a profile of me and Apollo, and it's just like it was really fun. They're such good help for me. I never know what to post all the time. The fan sites have been incredible for me because they post stuff and I go, "Can you send me that?" I DM them like, "Send me that picture," post it. So I've got a little help, a lot of help. 4 or 5 different people really hook me up. It's exhausting trying to keep up on that nonsense.
I had one last game that I wanted to play with you really quick because the forms of torture in this movie are very creative, to say the least. And your character, Eric, goes through some. So I wanted to play a quick game of Would You Rather to see what Gavin Rossdale is really afraid of. Okay? All right. Would you rather a spider crawl on your face or a rat?
Oh, you really nailed me there. I actually she put a spider, I don't know if that stayed, the spider crawls on my face in the movie. And that didn't bother me one bit.
No.
A rat, there are 2 species that I am very weak and embarrassing and I need to sort my lily-livered life out. Birds, because of Alfred Hitchcock, the birds, I saw that when I was a kid, I was just traumatized. I don't like the flapping of the wings, really don't like that. And rodents, I'm just not a fan of rodents. Outside of that, you can have a crazy horse, you can have a really angry dog, anything I sort of feel I can deal with, but rodent family and anything flying, all
right. Oh, God.
Not good at.
Okay, 2 more. Okay, would you rather skydive or scuba dive?
Skydiving. I never related to that. Of like, it feels really good. Well, yeah, sort of 1,000 things, but no, so 1,000% every time I'd go scuba diving, which is dangerous enough, with the bends and all that. But I just think jumping out of a plane, I just don't get it. I once did one of the most stupid things. I don't have any regrets, really, because it's such a waste of time. Because you wanted to do them at one point. But I once went at an air show. Somebody took me up. I was with Joel Silver, who produced The Matrix. And my kids were there, and they had this flying plane display. And my friend who I went with, he went up on one. And then I went on one. And I got in there, and I was like, why am I doing this? I don't care. And now I'm with a stranger doing loops that I also don't care about. And I could die. And I was like, this is the stupidest thing I ever did. So when we're in it, he's going, let's do it. I was like, I'm all good. I've done the spins now. We can go back. I'm really good. And I just still shudder to think of how stupid I was to do that. Like, I don't care about doing loopity loops in a plane. I don't have no connection to it. And yeah, I did it. I was like, that was the dumbest thing I ever did.
I mean, hey, I'm not a fan of skydiving or anything with planes either. But I wanted to say thank you so much for talking to me. I mean, this movie's coming out in theaters. So really quick, what's your favorite go-to movie snack?
Mixed popcorn, mainly salty, with the whatever they call them. What do you call the chocolate caramels in there? Like little snacks.
Milk duds, little milk duds.
Milk duds. So you just grab that. You got the salty popcorn, and then boom, out comes the chocolate.
Yep. Well, I hope everyone goes and sees Habit in theaters or they watch it at home. And I hope they see you jump back into acting and they're as excited as I am. So thanks so much for talking to me, Gavin.
Thank you.